Wife helped to comfort friend. Last year, my wife's father passed away in a sudden accident. To say the least, it has rocked our family as he was active in ours and our children's lives. We're still obviously all in the grieving process and are in therapy to get help. This is where the story starts. My FIL worked for a friend that my wife and I grew up with. However, my FIL and him worked every day together, and this loss was just as hard on him as it was on the rest of the family. To make matters worse for him, he and his wife separated about 6 months after my FIL passing, and in January officially got divorced. Now, when I say we grew up with this friend, my wife was much closer with him growing up than I was. As can be imagined, he has been struggling with losing not only my FIL, but also with his divorce to the point where he's been drinking a lot. One night he's out with my brother-in-law at the bar, and they both got hammered, and instead of driving drunk, they call my wife to come and pick them up. Being the good sister she is, she goes and picks them up and drops them off at their respective houses and comes home. The next morning, the friend texts my wife and asks if she could take him to go pick up his truck from the bar. Again, without hesitation, she lets me know and proceeds to go and picks him up and take him to the truck. Fast forward to a couple days ago, so probably about 3 months from being their designated driver, my wife asks me which of her friends would I consider being with if something ever happened to her. We had a decent conversation and talked about who I got along with best, as well as who would be good in helping to raise our children, and that's where the conversation ended. The next day I sent her a text asking the same thing in terms of my friends. Mind you, I only have 2 single friends and the rest are married. She responds with either the friend above or my other friend by says that both of them have some things she would struggle with in being married to them. I know the issues she would have with my best friend, so I asked what would be issues with our other friend. She proceeds to say that she doesn't know that she would ever trust him to be completely faithful to her. Mind you, they had sex before we were married, but he was married. So, over 15 years ago, I said, well, that was a long time ago, and he's been fine ever since. She replies with, well, he has made passes at me more recently. I was a little shocked, but not surprised. My wife is hot, and so she gets hit on and flirted with all the time. Not being the jealous type, and also having complete trust in my wife. This has never bothered me, nor has she ever flirted back, or say anything other than thank you. I then pressed her and asked what kind of passes and when. She then said, do you remember when I went and took him to go pick up his truck? He had me come in as he was still getting some stuff put together. They somehow ended up in the bedroom talking, and she was sitting on the bed. He sits down next to her and puts his hand on her leg and squeezes it. She scooted away and asked what he was doing. She didn't tell me the rest of the conversation, but he ended up kissing down her neck. Her leggings came down and he stuck a finger in her, again asking him what he's doing and to stop. It sounds like he wanted to or came close to putting his cock in her, but she said that if he did that, she would never forgive him. She told him he could come on her stomach instead. Nothing happened further with him touching her or trying to get her off. I don't know why I'm sharing this other than to get it off my chest, as I don't want to tell anybody about it. During this, she told me that she just felt he was looking for comfort and that she was that for him. Had this happened a year ago, I would probably have come unhinged, but with everything that has gone on over the past year, I'm just kind of dull to it. I get that when something like this happens, it is hard to admit it to your partner, but I figure it would be different if you're truly innocent to tell your partner right away.